Hi, today I'm doing a review on the Missing series by Meg Cabot. Now, the author also writes as Jenny Carroll, and I hate when authors do this. Like, they always end up using their real name anyway. I think Meg Cabot is her real name, but yeah, so let's say Meg Cabot. So, the Missing series. It's one of the first series I kind of read as a teenager, and I'm not a teenager anymore, but I still enjoy them when I reread them. I really like the story. I think the story is interesting and it's original, and I actually think it would make a great movie too. Basically, it's about a girl called Jess, and she's struck by lightning, and then she develops the ability to find missing people. So she'll look at a picture, she'll go to sleep, she wakes up, and she'll be able to find the person who was on the photograph. So that story in itself, like it's interesting the minute you hear it. So the series, it's, as I said, it's good, it's charming and endearing, and it's likable. It is written for kind of a younger audience, I do think, because the writing does seem a bit immature at times. Like in even another one of her series, Meg Cabot uses the line, "I am warm for his form." I mean, that just, if I read that line one more time, so that type of thing did turn me off a little bit. But if you look past that type of immature writing, the story in itself and the characters, they're really good. There is 5 books. This is the first book, When Lightning Strikes. This cover is different. Like, I first got it from the library. It had a different cover. It was kind of darker, and it had a picture of kind of like a real girl, like a photograph person. And this one is more cartoonish, and it makes it look more childish. So I kind of preferred the other cover. I do like the glittery lightning though. They're quite short too. You get through them pretty quickly. Like this one now is 266 pages. And this is the second one, Name Cassandra. Similar type of cover, and it's like 264 pages. I actually read this one first from the library, and I was able to understand what happened in the first one, because the author spends so much time explaining what happened in the first one, which can get annoying when you're reading the next few books, because she spends a good 3-4 chapters kind of re-explaining things, and you're like, alright, I read that book, I don't need to hear it again. But because I read the second one first, it was handy then, but after a while it gets annoying. So yeah, I was able to follow it even though I didn't read the first one, but the first one is good, and the second one is good. I don't have the third and fourth with me. They're all, the storylines are in themselves, like there's a completely different story per book, but like with the same characters and everything. So and they're all really fun to read and exciting, and they're good. So the author did 4 of the books, and then I think her fans wanted another one. They wanted a more final ending. So I think it was 4 years later she wrote another one, and this is it, Missing You. And Jess, the main character, she is 19 in this book, and in the last book she was about 15 or 16. So yeah, it is a good few years later. And there is a different feel to this book too, I suppose because she's more grown up. And it's a little different, but it still has the original kind of charm and likability. And it has a very final feel to it too. But it has a good happy ending to the series, which I suppose is good. Yeah. So that's basically it. They're good, likable books, I think. Some people might find they're a bit too childish for them. But as I said, I'm not a teenager anymore, and I still enjoy them, and I really like to reread them. And 3, they're just nice, kind of short and sweet, and they're kind of just a nice story, and they're enjoyable, and I really like them. I think kind of any age, if you're into that type of story, I think any age could read them, to be honest. So yeah, I do recommend them. I think they're really good, a good story. So do check them out. Okay, so now I'm going to kind of talk a little bit more about the details in the book, so with a few spoilers. So if you haven't read them before and you don't want to know the spoilers, switch off now. Okay, so as I said, Jess, she is a good character. Like, she has this kind of dry wit, and she's clever and funny, and you know, she's not afraid of kind of anything. But what I don't get is, how come all of those funny, strong, witty characters, how come they all be so tomboyish? Like, she's really short hair and she hates like picking out clothes, and anyway, forget about that. But yeah, she's a good character. But my favourite character is Rob, the kind of love interest in it. He's so cool. I still love Rob, and him and Jess together are great. I love his kind of sweet, caring and protectiveness of her, and it's sweet how they gradually develop as a couple over the books. It's just so sweet. I think that's the perfect word. And then in the final book, they have a really nice ending where they get engaged, and yeah, it's great. I think it's like, for a kind of a kiddie type teenager-y series, it has a really good kind of romance in it. The author makes her characters as well, you know, each kind of one different. So like, she has her schizophrenic brother, and her kind of really chatty friend, and her kind of overbearing parents, and there's a good bunch there. And one negative, alright, is that Jess, she goes on these rants, and like, she stops the story and she has to explain how she's feeling and what she's thinking, and I'm just like, get back to the action of the story. And like, she did that a bit too often, and I just wanted to hear what has to happen again in the storyline. I didn't want to constantly hear how she feels about every little thing. So that was a negative, but you can look past that and still like the series and still like the story and characters. So yeah, I definitely think they're recommended, and they're enjoyable, and like, they are one of my kind of feel good series. So that's basically it. If you have any comments or opinions on the series, let me know below, and thanks very much for watching my review today.